Hello, you big, beautiful, fantastic rock, and all of us that reside on this big, beautiful thing here today. Welcome to the podcast of Brothers of Many Words. I'm your host, RP.
I am your co-host, King Mackie.
Got Corey H in the house.
Co-host King Christopher.
All right, and our opening is our affirmation. Our affirmation stands. We stand together as brothers, united in purpose and grounded in respect. We move with love, speak with clarity, and carry peace. No ego, no division, only growth. Each voice matters. Together, we build something greater. We are aligned. We are ready. Peace in our energy, power in our unity, and purpose in our message. It is done.
Yeah, it is done. Absolutely.
It is done.
So we're going to kick this thing off here with a little bit of words of positivity. Here comes to you. Here we go. A fool complains about a torn pocket. A wise man uses it to scratch his balls.
Oh, shit.
Can you repeat that? Can you please?
That's a good one.
Please, Robert, please.
Nice.
Because I actually did.
I love it.
A
I
fool,
like that one.
A fool complains about a torn pocket. A wise man uses it to scratch his balls. I think that is so true.
Hey, I feel you on
That's a
that.
good one.
Hey, always use opportunity. Always use
Absolutely.
opportunity.
That's
Hey.
right, man.
They always come. The question is you ready for them?
Right.
Them
Chris,
opportunities.
did you use that opportunity that day you were doing those jerker squats? Did you? Did you?
Oh my God.
guys are crazy.
Oh gosh. That's good stuff. Okay, open mic. Purpose of the podcast. Open mic is this to create a space where real conversations thrive without limits, labels, or fear. Through the power of selected questions, we challenge perspectives, spark meaningful dialogue, and explore truth from multiple angles. This podcast is built on authenticity, respect, and the belief that every voice carries value. We aim to grow mentally,
Absolutely.
spiritually, and intellectually by engaging in open discussion, whether we agree or disagree, because growth lives in conversation. Each episode is a journey of discovery where ideas are tested, perspectives are sharpened, and understanding is expanded. Our purpose is not just to talk, but to elevate ourselves and everyone listening. This is more than just a podcast. It's a movement of thought, unity, and expression. No ego, no division, just real voices, real questions, and real growth.
Yes.
Real
yes,
growth.
Yes,
What's on
yes.
my king's mind today?
Man, it's beautiful out here in Missouri at the
What a-
Lake of Ozarks. It's gorgeous out here today.
It is.
We've
I wish it could be this temperature every day with the sun shining.
You and me both. Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah.
What's
Gone.
the temp today
Yesterday,
up there?
Yesterday, it was like
Oh.
tornadoes up here going towards
Yeah, I
towards
heard.
Austin. Yeah, it was pretty bad for a couple of hours, but it's just a little light rain right now. But it was definitely dangerous yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just getting over our series of storms for our area.
Yeah.
First day.
Yeah.
I think it's 56 today.
56. We rocking.
Man, it feels good.
It's 59 here today. But yeah, Corey's right about those tornadoes. My youngest is still petrified when it comes to nature and the weather. You know, those big boom booms can make you jump even for
Right.
adults.
Mhm.
And so
Right.
my son mentioned well, there's a tornado coming. I guess last week when it was rocking through, and so she heard that, and so it's daytime. It's daytime, and the same thing with scary movies too. So I tell him, I said, I tell them all, if you scare her or any of them at night in the daytime, I promise you, when you go to close them eyeballs, whatever you thought was scary is going to come right back in your head. I said, and at that point, you just made your bed available for her to come and sleep in there with it. Because I've had, I've shared my bed many a nights. I got 4 of them. It's been many a nights, been jammed up in that bed. So now I pass that responsibility on to them. So the other night,
that's a good one.
The other night,
That's a good one.
he mentioned that, man. It was like she was up to 4 o'clock in the morning. I cut him some slack.
Oh,
I say that, yeah, just like she's worried about that tornado coming through, man, and I get it. So yesterday we were riding home. He's like, my son was like, it's my son and my 2 middle ones, and he was like, oh, Dad, I think we're on tornado watch. And I looked at him. Hey, Let's not do that. Let's not say let's not say tornado.
Yeah, the T word.
Are you gonna share your bed tonight, partner?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Little girl's been
tornadoes. Go ahead.
I see our little girl's been terrified too of the last storms and in our room every night. And then we haven't had power. And so now she won't go anywhere in the house without us. We have a little flashlight we carry around, but
yeah, I'm trying to get mine acclimated to it. So during the day when it's storming and lightning and thundering, we open the front door and they're running around the house every time it thunders or whatever. So it's getting better the last couple of weeks because we're kind of exposing her to it. My son, he's out. Like he doesn't hear it. It could be a tornado and he wouldn't even hear it.
Right.
But I gotta like I thought about this. So we have tornadoes coming through, and I listened to Dr. Sachs. I think he was a professor at Harvard, and he talks about a super El Nino, right? Coming at the towards this summer, meaning storms are going to get worse. And I always thought about that, man. Like my wife says, well, what should we do? I said, well, I've been told to get in the middle of your home, right, and put a mattress over you in the bathtub. But would you want to be buried in the middle of your home for like weeks? It could be weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's scary. That's scary. I think about that, but that's pretty scary. I'll tell my wife, get in the Forerunner. I mean, there's all type of airbags in there. If we get thrown, we might survive that. We might survive.
I'd say you'd have a better chance going in the basement.
Yeah.
Especially
we don't have a basement.
Okay.
We don't have a basement, bro. Yeah, we don't. We don't have a basement in our home. So that's a little nerve-wracking. I mean, we can go to Lake Resort PD and get in their basement, which is 2 minutes from the house. But yeah.
If it was serious, that's what I would. I mean, have you ever been through a tornado?
You know what? I have not. I've always been fascinated with them, but I haven't been through one.
I mean, when you're in a car, you're most likely. I mean, that's not safe at all. I mean, if you have a tornado by you, it's flinging so much debris, and it could pick up a small branch that's not even a big like a stick. It's maybe as big as a quarter, and that could run right through your car.
Right.
Right
about that.
Yeah. I've been in a lot of tornadoes.
Have you really?
Yeah. When I was born in Pennsylvania. And when I was 6, we had some major tornadoes that touched down. And I remember we were driving on the highway. My mom was driving, and it was us 3 kids. And I remember looking out to my right, and I saw lightning strike. And the lightning went down the edges. It was the shape of the tornado on the tornado itself.
Wow.
I remember that image today. I looked over, the tornado was probably 100, 200 feet from us on the highway. And that lightning struck down the sides of the tornado and the shape of it. Oh, it was wild. And then my mom finally got off the exit and we raced into this little gas station. And the gas station had no basement, but they let us in and we went to the back in the bathroom where the concrete walls were. And I remember then it started flooding. And I wasn't very tall, but at 5 years old, there was water up to my knees in that gas station. It was crazy.
Wow. That's an experience. Yeah.
Then I just had one when we lived in Fairgrove. I was 10 and we literally had a tornado. We lived out in the middle of a farm. My mom was renting a house on a farm, and our house was right in the middle of all the fields. And I remember this tornado touched down in the field in front of us, the neighbor's field. It touched down, then it hopped over our house and then went over and touched down in the field behind us. Oh, wild, man.
You meant to be, brother. You are meant to be, Christopher. Meant to be. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nature is something else. Nature is very, very powerful. That's wild right there. Jump the house. I was in one too. They made a movie out of mine. It was called Twister.
Wow.
It's called Twister.
Right on.
Well, that was a serious situation right there, boy.
Ooh, that movie, it was on not too long ago, and just crazy. It was drama after drama after drama, but they survived every one of those things. It's a pretty good movie,
Have you, Chris? Did it sound like I haven't been in one, but I heard they sound like a freight train. Like when you're close to it. Do you know did you experience that, Chris?
Oh yeah, that's very loud. Okay. And it just depends if it's an empty tornado that don't have any debris in it. Bigger, smaller tornadoes make different sounds versus big ones. But yeah, they sound like monsters. That's where they sound like a monster coming at you.
Yeah. Wow.
So is it like with all of the debris from what it picks up, all that's just being hurled everywhere?
I mean, yeah, it just depends on the size of tornado and how strong it is. But I mean, yeah, when tornadoes just flinging debris, you could have, and tornado is actually invisible if you didn't know that. You actually can't see one until it actually picks up debris and dust. Then you can start seeing the actual tornado.
Really?
But yeah, because tornado is just wind. It's just air it becomes a vortex.
Right.
And so as it picks up debris and dirt and dust, then you can see it form. I mean, sometimes the clouds can be heavy, but yeah, it sounds like a monster coming at you.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there were a couple here in Oklahoma. Well, I say here, but there's a couple in Oklahoma. We were watching a guy on a live podcast, meteorologist, and it was rain wrapped. That means even the storm chasers who were hundreds of yards from the tornado couldn't even see it because it was completely rain. Yeah, completely rain wrapped. So I thought that's a little concerning.
They are amazing, but very dangerous.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
You ever seen any of the what they call them, dust devils or the sand devils? The one that they have it down here quite a bit in Texas. I mean, the one that just be at a baseball game or something, and them suckers just.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Call them the Tasmanian devil.
Tasmanian devils. You sure right.
Yeah.
Sure
Water
right.
spout. The water spouts. We had a water spout here at the Lake of Ozarks, probably about 2 months ago.
Yeah. So let me ask you just a question. So does suffering automatically make a person wiser, or only if they choose to learn from it?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Hey, I think only if you choose to learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, people suffer all the time and continue to let that suffer rain on them every single day.
Mm-hmm.
But until you stop and actually analyze the situation itself and to learn from it, you will continue to suffer. That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Key word right there, analyze. Most people, they start to suffer and they're in that experience and they get stuck in it.
Right.
And then they wallow in it and they complain and they're like, oh, my life is this, my life is that, instead of changing your perspective. And that's what separates us from other animals, is we're able to change the perspective that we're in and see the benefit of the suffering and then rise above it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, we don't, if you don't learn from it, you stay on the same course, always repeating that same cycle repeatedly. And so to apply that too, you get wiser. You can get wiser good, or you can get wiser evilly, so to speak.
Right.
It's two ways you can take that pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's two ways you can take that pain. Just as it is positivity, you can also foster it negatively as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, for me, it depends on if the suffering was induced by you, one, or was it induced by society. There's just different ways. Like if I put myself in a suffering situation and I don't learn from it, like you guys are saying, you're just gonna keep on repeating that same tumultuous cycle. But yeah, I think that it just depends on how you if like, because I put myself in some situations where even today, some of the decisions that I made years ago, I'm suffering from it now. So, but I did learn, and I am learning from that the situation that happened some years ago. So, yes, yeah.
And you touched on something there too. So it's like that process is all the time. It's not just as you're a teenager, as a young adult. That's lifelong.
Right.
That's lifelong. You're learning those lessons about becoming wiser. Life can be quite humbling at times.
Ooh.
So you always got those decisions to make.
Yeah.
Always got those decisions to make. Let's see. So Nick had put. Nick put a question in here. So do you think that surrounding yourself with better people can break you out of the cycle, or do you think because you are surrounding yourself with other people that you are suffering your stay in a downward spiral? That's a great question.
Yeah.
So,
I think really, that comes down to the type of people you choose to bring into your life. If you're using alcohol as a way to escape, it's we heard the story over and over. Friends are going to end up drinking alcohol too. You're going out and party, and And then if you're surrounding yourself with those type of people, are you really going to better yourself?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have a hard time actually cutting off people that are not benefit them. That can be hard for some people.
There's I've heard this saying that look at your phone and look at the first 5 people
Yeah.
that the 5 people that you text,
Yeah.
and that is how you live your life.
Yeah.
That is how you
Yeah,
live
heard
your
it.
life. The most 5 people that you text is how you live your life.
Yeah.
Let's see what I got in my phone. I got beautiful love as my wife is number 1, Bernard Mackey, and then Robert and Corey and Nick.
You doing good, bro. You doing good. You doing good.
That's what's up.
Yeah, my mom used to say those old sayings. You're guilty by association, and she taught me. She taught me. Many years ago, like keep on hanging out with the crowd, and then you're gonna get in trouble. So if you're out with people, let's just say you're out with people who you don't really know, and they commit a crime or do something stupid, you're gonna be known. You're gonna be known by you can get in trouble first off, but then you don't want to be surrounding yourself with people that are doing bad. Like if I hang out with some dudes that are, we're gonna keep it real. If I hang out with some dudes that are not faithful in their infidelity and their oh, it's cool to have all these women.
Right.
First of all, I'm not gonna talk to you, and I'm gonna cut association off with you because I don't want to be. I don't want to be I don't now being 43. I don't want to be tied to that kind of stuff, man. So, you
Right.
definitely guilty by association, whether it be good or bad.
That's right.
Yeah, no doubt. You got to be around good people. You need to be around people smarter than you, creative than you. I mean, you really do. If you really want to dig yourself out of your own hole, you know what I mean. But being around good people will bring positivity to you. And then here's the thing about it too. I know Christopher mentioned about cutting people off. Man, people don't understand. Man, you're not meant to be friends with people forever.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I met a brother one
I
time.
was just thinking about that. I'm glad you brought that up. That's important.
I was doing security in another state, and I met a brother one time, great guy, military, did about 15, 20 years, special forces. And dude woke up every day at 3:30 in the morning, was rubbing his feet, just sitting in the corner in the dark, bro, just rubbing his feet, rubbing his legs. And I was like, this is weird. You know what I mean? But me and this guy became great friends. And he taught me some things in this 3 to 4 month period. But we continued to attempt to be friends after that, and it wasn't meant to be. What we had learned from each other in that time period was all we needed at that time.
That's right.
In order for each one of us to go into our new journey. And we both realized that. And we both stated that, hey, brother, I appreciate all you done. I love you, man. Hey, may your next endeavor be just as great as your first, whatever the case may be. And that was it. You know what I mean? But we took a lot from each other. So again, I'm with Chris. You have to learn how to move on and not try to hold on to something that's not meant to be.
And that's a better way to say it than cut off. I mean, cut off. Sometimes you actually do have to cut people off. But you guys, instead of saying cut off, I like what you say. We moved on. It's not a negative thing. You guys, we're going through phases in our lives. And like you brought up the military. I mean, I got 3 military friends, Robert Sheridan, Kyle Baber, and David Kopp. I haven't spoken to those guys in 10 years or more. Now I know, right? We still all have each other's contact. And if I call them and I need them, they'll be there. Even if they're 4 or 5 states away on the other side of the country.
Right.
But we don't talk to each other.
Right.
So we got a new person in the chat, Mrs. Amanda Renshaw, my baby. She posts, I've learned even when you surround yourself with good, positive people, they are suffering too with their own battles. It's how we act and respond. And that is dead on.
Yes.
Well, you can't choose who you suffer with.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And to add on to what Chris was saying as well, I got a childhood friend. We've been through thick and thin, Marine Corps together. We've been through a lot, and it's been some time since we've we used to talk all the time. We used to talk all the time, and it's not. I love my brother. We still love one another. Don't get me wrong, but that
right.
Life takes us on different paths, and
does.
what you're mentioning too is like not everybody's meant to make your journey to the end. It's just that's just not how it's supposed to be. But
I agree. Yeah,
that's real cool. So, what do you guys think about
Bless me.
Mr. Trump, current events, Mr. Trump getting another third assassination plot. How do you feel about that?
I mean, at this point, man, I don't know if they're staging him now or if it's real. And I want to say it's real because that would make more sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much stuff going on, so many different rumors about different things, and what's Trump's doing with all the accusations and threats he's putting towards Iran.
Mm-hmm.
If that has anything to do with it, I don't know. There's
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, hey, I've done some executive protection, training and some serious stuff, and I
Mhm.
still do executive protection to this day. They got JD Vance first of all.
I did see that.
Like, they came and got JD Vance first. Trump was second, and he tripped and failed. Like, this is something that obviously they don't practice. You know what I mean? And then you had several people in the audience who just stay, like Dana White. They interviewed Dana White. He said, "I just sit there and watch."
Now he was like,
know,
it was awesome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. There was a couple of people just stood there. Then
Like,
just
that's a weird
JD
response.
Vance's wife is pregnant. JD Vance's wife is pregnant. She's on the floor. He left his unborn child and his wife. I mean, come on now.
He got off that stage quick.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he was
Yes,
like,
he did.
boom.
So,
He didn't even look back to check on the president.
He said,
hey,
I'll be back.
Like, I saw the president get up and fall, and JD Vance just keeps on walking.
He's like, I'll
Yeah,
holler.
it's just, yeah. The
And-
staging is horrible. Like, MGM should have did better than that.
And then Dana White was like, I'm so excited right now. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know.
They showed
No,
that
he
one
was-
picture, that one gentleman, he sitting right at that table there.
Yeah, he was eating his salad.
I mean, throwing
Yeah.
down too.
Yeah. And then the dude had a shotgun and knives, and he ran through. I didn't see no shotgun. And believe me, I run with shotguns, bro. I mean, Nick, you on here, law enforcement. Like,
What
I'm
you
just
get
gonna make the
through,
face.
He did
you
run
see him
kinda
running
fast.
into
The
get
dude ran
through.
kind of real fast through there, man. I was like, whoa.
well, he was of that dark. He was of that darker descent. Running is
Yeah.
probably.
However, though, they got spotters on rooftops. They got spotters everywhere,
Bruh.
man. Come on.
Everywhere.
I mean, there's just too much lies anymore to really see it. I mean, I think it was staged
Right.
because I think Trump's trying to run for a third term.
He is. He's made that very clear.
He has made it very clear on multiple points. And what he's doing with Iran, I mean, it sounds there's two ways he can go, but I mean, it sounds smart with what he's doing with that blockade, cutting them off from being able to export and make money. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a good in the long game that's going to make America better in the future, but I don't know enough.
It's
Yeah.
all propaganda. Like, you have the U.S. telling us stuff. You have Iran's people telling. It's like everybody's lying to us, basically.
Right.
U.S. is telling us less than what, like, the casualties and all that. They're telling us much less than what it really is.
Oh, sure.
And so is Iran. And so I kind of listen to Iranian news as well, because I mean, I want both sides as much as I can. It's like you have to kind of merge them together because they're not going to just come together.
Right.
You make a great point right there. And so, and I've done that as well for some time. You go outside the box and look at other news stations outside of the U.S. and you'll get a different. They always have a different perspective on. You know what I mean? Because they're on the outside. You're not gonna get what's on your TV here. It's gonna be a whole different point of view.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like, hey, it's like what who posted that? Coy, about the guy when he's talking about if the United States saw that guy who's yelling
Oh, yeah.
in the United States, what the United States would do with the United States.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for real.
Trump has done. He's pretty much done everything that he wants to do. I mean, I'm still stuck on a felon running the country. You got me on that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you just do whatever you want to do. So that's just all I gotta say about the Trump situation. You just do whatever you want to do. And he's pretty much proven that, John. So, yeah, but whether it's staged or not, I don't know. It's if you ruffle enough feathers, I guess enough people will try to kill you. I mean, it's not freedom of speech, obviously. Because
I kind of feel like what he's doing is trying to stretch this out over a couple years, and so when it comes time for him to get for the next election, that's when, we're war. And then he gets his third term.
Yeah. And build this ballroom. I mean, I woke up this rising and it was all about the ballroom. We need the ballroom now for safety. You know, it's bulletproof windows, bulletproof walls, and sounds. I mean, now he's really trying to push the ballroom concept.
Why do you got to build another separate building? Just reinforce the one that's already there.
Yeah. And they made all.
And then here's the thing about it too: who's paying for this?
We are.
Who is paying? We are. We are paying for this, but he claims that we're not. So, I mean, I just think in the presidency now, and even beyond, it's just a way to rob the American people. I mean, honestly.
I mean, prices are going up. I literally yesterday we don't have our oven because our power's kind of down. So I went and just got food yesterday for literally cheap stuff, just some lunch meat, bread, and some cheese to make a sandwich. It cost me $50 to buy bread, lunch meat, and cheese.
Crazy, man.
At the Dollar General up the road.
Wow. Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one bag of dog food, and three cases of Cokes. $110.
Goodness. Yeah. That's hey, from what they say, it's okay though. It's okay for the American people to suffer for a little bit. Is what they're telling us. It's okay.
We've been suffering. I mean, like when was the last time? When was the last time that the prices were low, gentlemen? Not even talking about the gas prices that were up, but when was the last time that? Because the inflation was not supposed to last this long. Inflation was only supposed to last for like a couple of years, but it's been almost 10 years, or over 5 years for the economy to go back to where it was, but it's steady going up.
Yeah. Then he talking about stagflation. Then he talking about we going into stagflation. Economy's at a standstill. Unemployment's at its all time worst, and inflation is still high. That's basically stagflation. So I mean, we're people are telling us to prepare for what it may be. You know what I mean? Look, I'm at the dollar store like Chris. I'm over buying cigarettes. You're like, I know you don't smoke, and I'm like, I don't, but I'm just buying cigarettes because I need to barter with somebody. Somebody might need a pack of cigarettes, you know what I'm saying? And I might need some running water. I don't know. Right. I might need some lunch meat or something, bro. Let me give you a cigarette for, a whole loaf of bread,
Right.
Dude, I used to trade cigarettes for chocolate chip cookies and someone to do my laundry when I was on the Navy.
Really?
That's how it worked, man. Oh yeah. I worked on the flight deck. I didn't have time to do laundry. And so I would literally, I had a friend that was in the galley and he would give me some chocolate chip cookies. I would give him some cigarettes. And then I would take those cookies and trade with another person to do my laundry.
Hustle. Wow. That's a hustle right there. That's a businessman right there, bro. That's a businessman right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, that makes a huge impact on your family, and especially your children trying to buy clothes, shoes, keeping up with all the school activities. It's because everything now at school, you have to pay for. We pay for everything. And it is, when I went to school, we didn't have to do all that.
Right.
But now you have to pay for everything, which is crazy.
True.
Crazy. So
yeah.
let me ask you this. Now we're going way back. We're going way back here. So if growing up had to be a soundtrack, what song would represent your childhood and what song would represent your teenage years?
Hey, let me. I'm finna start off right there.
Go soundtrack.
I'm starting Purple.
Well, okay, go ahead, Corey.
Purple Rain, because everybody know I love Prince. They're not saying nothing about the dude wearing high heels, because I just let him wear his high heels and his shoulder pads. But the song,
Right.
when I was growing up would be Purple Rain. That was the song that a mainstream song that resonated with me. But that and another song from Prince is Kiss. I love the funk, man, the 70s funk. I love that. So my childhood consisted of that kind of music. But Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince, everything was Prince, man. So I just want to throw that disclaimer in there. Prince.
Yeah. For me, so for the childhood soundtrack. So this is one of my mom's favorites, and I'll sing a little bit to it. So this is one of my mama's favorites soundtracks. So she go, I'm gonna whip somebody's ass.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Gonna whip somebody's ass.
wow.
That was her favorite song. That was ingrained in my brain all the way up until I left that house. As far as our teenage years, I'll play the flip side. Prince was definitely there, but Michael Jackson was a big influence on
Michael
me as
Jackson,
well.
for
You know,
sure,
that
for
whole
sure.
Thriller album.
Yeah.
That whole Thriller album was
Yeah.
tight, man. He had so many great artists back then, but Michael Jackson, because at that time, man, he was killing it.
Yeah.
Everything he put
Yeah.
out was just powerful. But so for me, it would be
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's teenage years.
Did you have a jacket?
Yeah.
Did you have a jacket, Robert, or a glove?
Bro,
Did you do one
hey,
of those?
I had my curl coming down,
Yeah.
boy. I had that one glove. Huh? Don't get me moonwalking over here. Don't
Hey,
get me moonwalking.
hey, I felt like that when I played golf the other day with Nick. I had one glove on. I felt like Michael.
Yeah,
I
man.
really did feel like Michael Jackson. I think, matter of fact, golf might have got that from Michael.
Like Michael
Nick,
Jackson.
chime in on that.
Right.
Oh man, hey, my song, fellas. MC Hammer, you can't touch
Hey.
it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't touch this. Hey, I had the pants, I had the haircut. I loved it. I think Corey made fun of me a couple times because Corey was kind of preppy. Hey, Corey was clean, the Docker
Oh.
shorts and the
Right.
polo shirt. And I came to school my freshman year, bro. I came to school with the MC Hammer pants on, and I'm telling you, all my boys looked at me like, bruh, we're in high school now. We're not in middle school. What are you doing? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
But Haru had the confidence to do it, and nobody
That's right.
saw the difference.
I pulled it off,
Yeah,
huh?
Haru pulled it off like you do now, I'm sure. But yeah, he pulled it off. Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
man.
Chris, what you got? What you got, Christopher?
Oh, mine's not the best, but I would say my childhood. If you guys ever heard of Five Finger Death Punch called "Remember Everything,"
Remember that?
Yeah.
so the song is "Remember Everything." I would say that would be my childhood, and then for my teenage years, "Bad Guy" by Falling in Reverse.
Okay, I've never heard that. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
both pretty negative songs.
Oh,
but
okay.
is-
Teenage, huh? I didn't do teenage.
Mm.
I was a Silk fan.
Ooh.
Corey know that. Corey, he'll know.
Yes,
I was Silk
yes.
meeting in my bedroom.
Ooh.
If you about the
Yeah.
time I was in high school, me and Corey was at my mom's house, shutting the curtain, stripping. You know, maybe I shouldn't say that, but we.
What?
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. Yeah, we would hold. Me and this dude would hold.
Shame
Yes,
on you, Bernard.
concerts.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Hey, bro, we had neighbors, bro.
yeah.
I had like 10, 15 cars parked in the front yard, and my neighbors would call my parents and say, "Hey, your son has 15 cars parked in front of y'all's house. What's going on?" And my mom would call. They'd be like, "Hey, shh. Hey, mom, what you doing?" "Oh, not doing my homework."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll be off work in about 2 hours." I said, "I figured that. I'll see you when you get here, bro."
Yeah, we had fun.
Me and Corey's in there. If you
sing for these chicks, sing for these chicks. We had like a group of like 4 of us, and you couldn't tell us nothing.
Yeah.
We were so, but
You couldn't.
I think times were different then. We were really good kids.
True.
And the music played
Mhm.
a big part of our growing up, man. So yeah, y'all definitely bringing back these nostalgic songs and stuff, man. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Nick in the chat just go, "Oh, my wife has chimed in. Mine getting chimed in now."
Uh-oh.
we got a whole conversation going on
That's
here in the
right.
chat, right? Looks like. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I had a pack of Nick's cigarettes from Sunday. I was holding all his stuff because I was somewhat the designated driver, but wasn't the designated driver. I was like Nick's designated pocket. I kept Nick's stuff in my pocket. So after Sunday, I had his cigarettes. So I brought them home, and my daughter's like, "Papa, what is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, just nothing." But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what's going on in the chat.
So we got Nick saying, if you are married, what song describes your relationship and how has that changed from your younger years? I would say, if my song describes my relationship, I would say "Amazed" by Lone Star.
That's a good one.
90s song. But yeah, that was our wedding song, what we danced to. And it still holds true today.
Mm-hmm.
Mine would definitely be, of course, it's Prince, but my wife liked Prince as well. It was Diamonds and Pearls because both of our birthstones Both of our birthstones. I'm sorry. Both of our birthstones are diamonds and pearls.
Mm, 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 mm. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with R. Kelly. Anything R. Kelly, but you know what? Like, let me think. Wife. So how's that changed? I don't know. It hadn't really changed for me. I'm still the same.
Yeah.
I'm not still the same, but I am still the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to be youthful. I like to be excited. I like to be loved. Cuddled. I'm still that '90s guy. I really am. Jodeci, all that. You know what I mean? Just growing up on a coloring of love, of touching. Just being sensual in general. You know what I mean? Not sexual, but sensual is how I grew up. So, man, anything in the '90s that was R&B, it just represents me to this day. Even when I go to the gym, if I'm doing legs with Christopher and Nick, I might listen to some rock, Five Finger Death Punch, Creed, whatever the case may be. But then when I'm working out on my own or with the wife, I'm playing Jodeci. I'm playing Silk. I'm just taking my time, getting the contractions in. So, man, that still today defines me.
I'll go to what I posted before, the song by John Michael Montgomery, "Hold On to Me." That song, resonated with me for us, as we would drive through North Dakota and Montana on those back roads, just me and her, listening to the songs. And there's also another one too as well. Golly, it's Remind Me, and it's with God, I can't remember their names. What's their names? Remind me. You might know it, Chris. But anyway,
Names of what? Of who?
It's remind me. It's with why can I not remember their names? They're both famous country singers. Anyway,
which one? There's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's true. She would sing the female part, and I would sing the male part, man. And we would have a good old time on that back road, just jamming down. I said, what, we gonna sing this song. We're gonna be more popular than them.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up.
How about that song "Sold" by John Michael Montgomery?
Yeah, hey, he's a great singer, man. There's no doubt. I can't not remember their names. Carrie Underwood and Carrie Underwood and what is the guy? Brad Paisley. Brad Paisley.
Oh,
okay,
Paisley
yeah.
And Carrie Underwood. But it's a great song. And so, man, we look, sun be shining. We be back on the country, wide open spaces, just driving. No, it's not Tim McGraw. It's not. No, it's Brad Paisley, baby. It's Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
But man, those are good times. As far as the young songs, so like what Ru was talking about, all those songs, jammed them all, man. Jammed them all. 90s was a great.
I feel like 90s was like the peak for a lot of music. It was like the peak for country, peak for R&B, peak for rap, peak for rock and metal.
Yes.
And then like since the 2000s, like everything's just kind of like
falling off.
Yeah.
Falling off.
I mean, now we have a resurgence. There's some younger people in the younger generation that's starting to bring back the old style of music, especially in the country world and in the rock world as well.
And you kind of knew, and back then, it doesn't matter what race or religious creed that you went to. I mean, religious creed or anything. You knew every song from each genre. You knew a country song in the '90s. You were singing rap music.
Oh yeah.
You were singing a No Doubt alternative. Just all kinds of songs, man. Back in the '90s, it was a good plethora of music, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it really was. It really was. I feel you guys on that. Yeah, I enjoyed the '90s. I mean, music was just it was powerful. I mean,
Michael Jackson, '90s, man.
Yeah, but even playing the instrument, you played the instrument. You know what I mean? You played the guitar. It wasn't something that was toned in, or you had these machines that brought you in. You literally were able to play. You played the instrument itself. I mean, they were musicians back then versus just people that I don't know that can just influence people now.
Well, no, and you started to see too, like if you have they started to intermingle, if you will. So you gotta Walk This Way by Run DMC and and by what's his name? What's that guy's name? How can I? But anyway, that was a good time, man. Alternative music too. It was good times, bro. It was good times, bro. Good times, bro.
Yeah. So. Okay. So what we got next? So I got a question, bro. Like we're all fathers here. We're husbands in a sense. We play these roles. As a parent, we have kids. you lose that intimacy, right? Or do we lose the intimacy? But
Mm.
explain the process. When you were just couples, you can go in the bathroom, go here, you can go there. It didn't matter. But now you
Right.
have kids,
Right.
and like Robert mentioned, getting into bed with you and stuff like that, and they're scared and lightning and thunder. And how does that change your relationship? How does that change being a parent? How does that change your intimacy, basically,
So
in your relationship?
I'll start off with that. So the example you said is great. So when it was just her and I, whole different ball game.
Right.
Whole different ball game. Walk around the house naked, do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was that
Right.
that type of part.
Right.
And so you get the first kid, and it's like it starts to change a little bit. So now you gotta have some shorts on. Maybe you can wear the shirt off, but you gotta have some shorts on, walk around the house. you know, and then you get, because my first one was a girl, and then
Yep.
Right.
and then you
Yeah.
get to number two, and it's my boy. But then you still walk around with the shirt off, but you still gotta have them underwear on. And now
Right.
so
Right.
you get number three, and it's a girl. Well, now you're fully clothed. And it's like
Right.
you can't come in the bathroom, all that type of stuff. You
Right.
gotta start changing some things, and so with as far as the intimacy, so it's been that what we got for. So that's been tough. And I say because our family is close. We're close. All like me and my kids, we're close, and so it is hard, especially when we have an open door policy in our room as well. Our doors are never closed. When there's anything you need, you come on in the room. Whatever that may be, you come get us. So it's been it's been tough at times. There's no doubt about that. Especially you know, I'm always fired up in that regard. You know, I'm always fired up in that regard, and so it does matter to me, but then it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
go to
Right.
sleep. Daddy, leave me alone. But it's
Yeah.
not that.
Right.
What you want, come in. Let me tend to you. So it's like,
Right.
it certainly has been a challenge into trying to make that work. It is not as much as I would like. However, it's some of this I've had to work with, into the process. Because what am I going to do? I'm not going to just
Right.
be yelling at the kids all the time. They're kids. They
Right.
want our attention. They want what we know. So you got to give it to them. That's why we had them. And so
Right.
sometimes you got to make that sacrifice, and that sacrifice is crucial.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, guys, like being intimate, like I've learned how to be. Intimacy for me has changed as I've had kids, and I've been with my woman longer. We've been together for almost 11 years now, and the intimacy has changed. And also, I have learned different forms of intimacy, especially with my two daughters. And I'm very intimate with my daughters, not in the sense of like not a sexual sense. It's entirely different kind of intimacy that a father has with their daughters. And I'm glad that I had daughters because I would never been able to experience that. And I've learned a whole new level of how to be intimate. And then also with my wife, the intimacy between us has changed. I mean, when we first got together, it was all about boom, boom, let's have some fun. Right. And, it was like that for the first couple of years, but now we've had kids, we've lived in the same house together. I'm providing for them. Like the intimacy now has grown to be more beautiful, and more divine. Like, when I see my wife, she is brighter, like the way I look at her. It's not like, oh, I just want to get some. You know what I mean? It's a entirely different level of intimacy.
I do agree.
And yeah, when you have kids, you're not going to be able to have sex as much. It's just how it is. Doesn't mean you can't. You still have to work for it. And you still got to be intimate, but you also got to accept that you have kids now. It's going to change, and you should change too.
Yeah. I would say, man, you know what? It's changed slightly because here's the thing about it. When I was growing up watching rated R movies and sex scenes, my parents didn't allow that. But it made me very, very curious as I got older. And so I started to rebel because I was restricted from something, right? So what I do with my kids now when it comes to intimacy with my wife is that I do my best to still show it. Now, like Robert said, I'm not walking around the house naked and all that anymore. Don't get me wrong, but I'm still going to grab her hand. I'm going to pull my wife in the bathroom when she's walking with the kids and kiss her and pick her up, put her on the wall or whatever. Because I feel like, and my kids just laugh and giggle. They think it's hilarious. You know what I mean? But I want my daughter and my son to see that this intimacy is strong and it's important to have with your mate. And I'm not going to hide it because I want you to understand that as you become an adult as well, you need to, your husband and yourself need to understand this, or your wife, y'all need to understand this. You need to continue this because I do believe that this is one of the flames that begin to die down as you have kids, because yes, you're so focused on your responsibility, but your number one responsibility is to take care of that woman or take care of your husband.
Great point.
You know what I mean? And if you reject that over time, that's where problems tend to happen.
True.
So I look to apply as much intimacy, not sexuality, but intimacy as possible so my kids can see what it's supposed to be like. You know what I mean? As they continue to grow. And then when it comes to my own kids in general, by them seeing that, they're more loving to each other. They're, hey, brother, thank you. Hey, brother, I love you. Hey, brother, give me it. We see them sometimes just walk up on each other and give each other a hug and kiss each other on the cheek and say, I love you, brother. I love you, sister, and walk off. That's what I want to see but they only see that due to me doing it to my wife, or my wife doing it to me.
That's right.
Yeah, I can follow it up with every single. I can relate to all you gentlemen, and it's important to keep that intimacy, to keep the flame going. So we always trying to we're gonna go sneak off. You know what I'm saying, for about a couple a couple
Yes, I feel
couple
you.
we ain't gotta see me. For a while I used to want to be the showman. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a show, but when you get old and get kids, there's no more show. It's hey, let's
Right.
let's release. So we had this thing in the house where my daughters we say, well, now all the kids we be like, Daddy, Mom finna go pray. Okay, we finna go pray. And they start getting the
Lying.
kids. It backfired because the kids were like, "We want to go pray too." I'm like, "Y'all can't do this kind of prayer. Y'all can't do this kind of prayer. This is some special prayer." You know what I'm saying? But no, it's
this is deep prayer. This is deep.
And we just had a little running ongoing joke, man. And it's cool too to see the girls. I have daughters, and it's cool to see them be like, "Daddy, kiss mommy a kiss," and then our kids are like, "Oh, gross," But it's just cool. It's important. We try to make time, and I try to date again. Try to date each other again.
Yeah.
And you have to. I've learned that you have to keep a hold of it, or it will escape. It will run away. And I don't want to be one of some of the couples you hear. They'd be like, well, we haven't, it's been 2 months, 6 months. And I'm like, we could easily slip into that. So it's important to, like you're saying, like Chris was saying, like different forms of intimacy is important. That all that's good, man. But yeah, we definitely try to keep the fire going. It's not easy. We've been together 14 years, and it's not easy, So, but we definitely try to, keep the intimacy going the best we can.
Yes, sir.
I got a story I want to share with you guys, and this event kind of made me feel really proud as a dad, as a father, and so when my daughter was, I think she was 3 or 4 years old, she's actually done this twice, but the first time, man, it was. So I'm sitting in my garage, I'm tinkering with something, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, and but she comes out. And she goes in, she puts on, we were playing outside and she goes in the house, and then I'm in the garage and she comes out changed into a completely white dress. And then she had made some type of fake flowers, right? And I'm not joking you, she's doing the whole wedding walk up to me in the garage. And so I just stop what I'm doing and I sit back and I just watch her.
Right.
And I just watch her and she's, taking the slow steps and I start kind of humming a song, whatever. And she gets up right next to me, and you know what she says? She's like, "Dad, will you marry me?" And you know what? And when that happened, like, that made me realize that she wants what me and my wife have.
That's right. Absolutely.
And she sees that as a 3-year-old or 4-year-old girl, and I had explained to her that, me and her can't get married. But like, I'm your guy until you do,
That's
Right.
awesome.
but
Yeah.
that really made me feel fucking, I'm sorry, so awesome
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
Absolutely, bro.
And
Absolutely.
you guys touched on some very great points, and to what you Chris and Corey talking about finding other ways to be intimate. And so
Right.
initially that was a struggle for me. I let that turn into frustration,
Right.
if you will. And so, which is a very powerful thing. If you're
Right.
not, it's raw energy. And so if you're not channeling that into something else, it
Right.
becomes quite frustrating.
Right.
And so
Right.
now I'm still learning and still in the process of doing it. Now with the touching and the feeling, I have gotten better with that, And so
Right.
you're right. There's other ways to channel
Right.
that with the intimacy, like as you say now, not now. I've always looked at it with with love, but it is a little bit different because I've applied some of that energy to that, and it's like, okay, there's other ways to go about this. It's just not as boom boom. It's like there's other ways, and I've had to learn that. It's been a journey. It's been a journey,
True.
and with the kids, it as you say, it changes. And it's not easy.
Right.
We've been together 20 years. We got skins on the wall, and
Right.
it's a hell of a process. And
That
to
is.
rule what you're talking about with the kids, you're dead on.
Mhm.
You're dead on. And so we try to do the same thing. It's like they're just and then you look, they be
Right.
like, come
Yeah.
on,
Mhm.
But you're
Yeah.
right. I want to
Mhm.
emulate. I want them to have those same type of relationships with
Mhm.
their other half as well, because that's important, because
It is.
they feed off of us. They're watching. You may not think they're watching, but they're watching.
Oh yeah.
They're listening to everything that you do, and
Everything.
everything.
Yes.
And they show it to you
Yes.
as the stories that you guys have just mentioned.
Oh,
They
yeah.
give it right back to you, because they let you know that you got to be on your P's and
Mhm.
Q's, because they watching.
Mhm.
You got to be honest
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. 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 As a man, if I'm talking with a couple or a family, I always pay attention to the wife and the kids, because they tell the story. A husband can
Absolutely.
say, or father, a man can say anything. But if your wife don't agree with what you're saying and your kids are running amok, that just shows something.
Absolutely.
That's just so different than what you're speaking of. So I feel you, brothers. I feel you, brothers.
And something I wanted to bring up about intimacy is being physically fit.
Mhm.
And as we age and we can get out of shape, and then some people have a problem with that they don't feel like it. They don't want to, right? And that can be on both sides, and that's because of physical fitness. And that's why and also to stay attracted to your significant other. I think being in
True.
shape,
Right.
doing that not just for you, but doing it for them. I mean, that's your other half. And you should try to stay attractive for that person and try to look good for that person. So the attraction is always there. And also, you'll be able to perform better in the bedroom if you're in shape.
That is so
Yes.
true.
True. Well said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
You ever ask why my arms are so big, and I say, you ain't seen my wife. She ain't that big, but if you're up there for 30 minutes, it builds in body.
Oh, buddy.
I try to tell them all the time. They're looking at me like, no, I'm for real. I'm for real now.
Yeah. You're right. That's a stand. Hey, you look good, you feel good. And that spreads
Absolutely.
into everything, man. And
Mhm.
especially when you're talking about intimacy. If you look in that mirror and you do not like what you see,
Mhm.
it's hard to translate that into the bedroom. It just is.
Yeah.
It just is. And that
Yep.
So
goes
let me
both
ask you a
ways.
quick question on that. Let me
Go.
ask a question on that just real quick. So, our wives have had kids, and what if they don't feel confident in themselves, right? Is it your job to make them feel confident? Do we expect them to be confident? And for my example, I would say, or for my answer would just be, I tell my wife all the time, like, you had 3 kids, and that part of that is due to me. So I love the way you look
Yes,
right
mine
now,
too.
regardless what you think about
Same.
breasts or stomach,
Yes.
butt, hips, legs. I still love everything about you, because that is part of my creation. Like, I'm part of your creation.
Mhm.
So my question is it our job to bring more confidence to the wife if she feels less confidence, or are we expecting her to do it? Or again, Chris, is it something about just working out? I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I want to answer with a question.
Okay.
So when your wife comes up to you and puts a pretty dress on, this is for anyone, not just anyone, any guy out there. Wife comes up to you and puts a dress on and says, do I look fat in this? You tell them no. It doesn't matter what you say. She's still going to feel fat in that dress.
That's right.
Right.
Okay. Now you're going to affirm her, and she already knows, like, you don't say she's fat or you're going to get in trouble. You're always going to say she looks good. And even if you think she does, right? If you honestly does think she looks good, it all comes down to how she feels about herself. Yes, we as men can help our women feel better, but it's still like that has to come from within that person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
you can aid. Oh yeah.
PH, no, you fat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my goodness. I see it. What?
I think
Man, I haven't heard that in like
I think that
freaking 15 years. People don't say that no more.
I just watched a movie with Chris Tucker. I think Money Talks or something
Yeah, there
like
you
that.
go.
He
That's
said
it.
that, with I forgot the other guy that's in it, but yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I think
No, hey, you're dead on with that.
Like Haru was
Go ahead,
saying,
bro.
like Haru was saying about I call them war wounds and all these things that they like to talk about.
Mm.
And I'm like, baby,
Yeah.
like you've had like 7 children and you're still bad, beautiful. And I truly
Mhm.
believe that, and I let her know that,
Absolutely.
man,
Yeah.
any chance I get. And things are not superficial. Like I don't know what social media and all other stuff and all these other people, but if you don't have some things that are not off, I don't really trust that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some natural imperfections are perfect to me, and I let my wife know that I love things that are not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's perfect to me when she's not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
You know, and you're right. It look, it's like every time I look at her, it's day one.
yes,
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's day
Yes.
one.
Yes.
You are
Yeah.
fine. And I tell you
Yes.
that, I tell her every day you fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I mean that. I'm not saying that just to hit myself talk, because that's how I see you through my eyes, and that's what's in my heart.
Right.
And you know, to what Chris was saying, yes, you know, you affirm, however, and you can it is a part of our to some degree because that's your mate. You know, that's
Yes.
who you would. And she relies upon you for a lot of things, and she needs that from you. And to however, there is that part that she knows that she already knows the answer to that question. And so she needs to, and she knows she has to, it's within her to make that decision. Because she can hear it all day from you all day, all day, all day. But just like bulletproof, pa-choom, 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 she has to realize and then she has to make that decision to do something about it, along with you and your support as well when she's ready to make that decision.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Feel you on that.
That's a good question, man. That's really
That was.
Yeah, dang it, what? Which Ken's got for the rest of the day?
Picking up the we're reorganizing, kind of spring cleaning the house right now.
Get this my little nest egg taken care of. So I'll probably be going to the ER when we go back to Dallas. You know, for just real quickly to get this taken care of because I can't take off work and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I got lunchtime. My wife is supposed to be laying the kids down for a nap. So soon as I get off this car, I'm rushing home to get my intimacy going, fellas. That day, hey, that daytime, I love the daytime. That daytime kids taking a nap, I got 25 minutes on the dot. I set the alarm.
That's right. That's right. We got a excuse me. One more question. What makes a man a man? What makes a man a man?
I got an opinion about this one.
Go ahead, Chris.
Come on, spill it.
Go ahead.
What makes a man, to me, it's real simple. I don't think it's very complicated. Is what makes a man, what separates a boy from a man is when you are now responsible. You're responsible enough to take care of yourself and your own, but you are now responsible for someone outside of you. In my opinion, that's what separates a boy from a man is when you become responsible for someone else other than yourself.
I see that.
Okay.
I see that.
Anybody else?
What makes a man for me is putting away childish things. Getting your emotions intact. What you're giving your energy to. What you're going to be flapping in the wind. Providing. having a good foundation for you. Number one, for yourself, whether that be in Christ, whether that be in whatever your higher power, whatever that is, your root, your foundation has to be solid, and it cannot be movable. Because I mean, like Chris said, if you take care of somebody else, your foundation cannot crack, and it cannot have cracks. And after time, it's not, you're not going to be perfect, but you're going to be you're going to be counted on. Men are counted on. Men are leaders. That's my opinion on it. I feel like men are leaders, and I feel like we like I said, we're not emotional. We are not emotional, not emotionalist, but you're not we just don't men we behave a certain way, and we don't do childish things, man. We don't give in to devices. We don't we're not yeah, I could go on, man, but I think that like I said, number one, a
Yeah.
man is definitely not what society and social media think a man is, or what
Right.
other
Right.
people think. If you're not a man, you can't tell me what a man is. You know what I mean? So, what else do y'all think?
Yeah.
But let me
Well,
say this.
to clarify what I was saying is to be responsible for someone else. That doesn't mean you have to be married and have a child to be a man. Like what I mean is you're responsible for someone else. That means you could own your own business, right? And you're responsible for paying employees and making sure they have a job. There's lots of ways you can be a man, but I believe to be a true man maybe would be more so is you have to produce. You have to produce something. If you're not, then to me you're not doing it. You're not a real man.
Well, let me ask you, Kings, this.
Mhm.
What is the definition of a man?
Biological definition.
Well, no.
That means it. That means it. That's
What?
a
Well, let's look it up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see what
There
the
you go. There you go.
what is the definition of a man.
Should there be a
Let's see
definition of a
ChatGPT
man?
said.
Ooh.
So a man is a adult human male, but that is a surface definition. A fuller definition: a man is a male who has grown beyond boyhood and accepts responsibility for his body, his mind, his word, his household, his work, and his effect on the world around him.
There you go.
That's from ChatGPT.
I got one from
Okay,
chat from
okay.
chat too. It's got three definitions. The word man can be defined as a few related ways depending on context: biological definition, social gender definition, or general or historical usage. That's what I got from chat.
Mm.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I have to say that I don't know. I feel like that, and it's not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I became that man early, even based upon Chris's definition when he talked about a sense of responsibility. Me and my mom have always been very close, and I've always had that protective spirit of my mom. So she went to the Walmart at 10 o'clock at night when Walmart stayed open 24 hours, or when she went shopping during Christmas season or Thanksgiving or whatever the case may be. I was always by her side, protecting her. You know what I mean? 12, 13 years old. And so, it felt
I'm
like
with you
I
there.
came- Yeah. Yeah. You've been, with your mom raising you being a single woman, so, that carries a lot of power going into a relationship. You know what I mean? Because you already know the basic format, the one-on-one on how to take care of a woman, make her feel protected and provide for her in some sense. A lot of women these days don't want a man to pay their bills. It's not about that. A provider doesn't mean that you're paying my bills. Provider means is that you stand and support my ideas and my concerns, So, but the definition of a man to me, man, is just that I'm with Chris on responsibility. You know what I mean? But I feel like a man is going to know when he's a man, period. And that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what age. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what age. Whether that's responsibility, whether that's providing. Even Chris talked about working at 10, 11 years old just to help his mom out and support, her needs and their needs. Some people might consider him a man then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got men at 21, 30 years old that don't even do what a 10-year-old was doing in a particular time period. So
Yeah.
I think the definition of man is something that a man would know.
Mm.
When we look into ancient African history, we realize that they were doing circumcisions at 12 or 13 years old and basically giving the child to the father and breaking the womanhood. You know what I mean? For some ancient African religions or culture tribes, 13 you became a man.
Mhm.
12 or 13, you became that man. And you begin to fight, and you begin to go hunting, and you begin to do all the things that other grown men were doing. So again, by definition, I think it just depends on the person.
And that's a great definition. And with that
And
being
that's
said,
fatherhood is so important.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was a man at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have my father growing up, so I mean, first chance I got, I must have been about 8, 9. I was in the back of that car rolling newspapers, because I
Mm-hmm.
felt that responsibility. I seen my mama was needing help, with
Mm-hmm.
with the bills and things like that. Now I'm only 8 years old, but 8, 9 years old. But what can I do? I found a gentleman that had a newspaper route, and so he needed help. He was an older gentleman, so I would sit in the back, roll those newspapers, hand it to him. He throw them out the window. You
Yep.
know, everything I got, I gave to my mama, and it made me
Mm-hmm.
feel good. Kept going as I
Right.
got older, working jobs here and there. Gave it to my mama. Then
Mm-hmm.
when it got to 14, I got a job at a fast food restaurant. Well, then I took on the responsibility of buying my own clothes. To take that pressure
Yep.
off of her. So
Right.
I felt that
Yeah.
the definition of what you just said. I felt like I was a man long time
Right.
ago
Right.
because I
Right.
felt good. I felt that sense like I'm doing something. Now I didn't understand the concept of a man, but
Right.
based on what you
Right.
just said, that I grew up right then and there.
See, for me personally, RP, like still to this day, I still question myself.
Yeah,
I still question like, have I become a man? Am I a man now?
Yeah.
Like, have I done it? Am I a real man? And
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I still question, and I think that's because of not having that father in my life,
yeah.
not
No
having that
doubt, bro.
affirmation of another man.
No doubt. No
Yeah.
I mean,
doubt.
I
But
know like I am a man, and
Right.
I take
Mhm.
care of my own, and I can take care of other people. That's beyond my responsibility. But I still question at the same, like, am I doing enough? Am I a real
Yeah.
man? I still question myself.
Well, and it
Yeah.
goes back
Yeah.
to what we were just talking about with the kids. We didn't have that affirmation there. But
Right.
now we are breaking those chains, if you will, by our relationships now, so our kids can see that this is what that looks like. You got a dad in your life who's going to always be there in a positive way. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's what you said right there. The biggest thing is to be there. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily being the perfect dad, because you're
That's
not.
right.
You're going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen as your kid grows up. You're going to have conflict with your kid. It ain't
Absolutely.
going to be perfect.
Mhm.
But the biggest thing is to
Yeah.
always be there for them, no matter what, so they know they can always come to you.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey,
And,
Nick
and
had put it. Go ahead, King.
well, I know Nick said he's gonna chime here in a minute, but I wanted to say something too, because I know you guys didn't have your father, right?
Mhm.
And I think Corey's off and on that too. But I did, right? But what if father don't support? What if he's not there? What if you see what I'm saying? So even though you guys, your father was absent, my father was in my home, but yet he was absent because he was providing. He missed football games, and all I hear is, I got to make money to support y'all. He missed track meets, he missed parent teacher conferences. You see what I'm saying? And so, as an example of what a father is supposed to be like, I still had to create my own. You feel what I'm saying? Even
Yeah.
though my father was there, I still had to create my own, what I believe that father was. You know what I mean? And I think the biggest thing too, like someone like Chris just said, is just compassion and love. Like, I'm going to be there for my kids, but I'm not going to be there for my kids, because I need to see them do things on their own. And
Sure.
then once they say, "Hey, Dad, hey, okay, I'm there for you. Let me give you some sense of guidance." I have to admit, my oldest son, wants to be a law enforcement officer in Dallas, Texas. And as a father, scares me. It scares me. I'm in law enforcement. I'm in law enforcement in a small town. You know what I mean? And but as a man, right, I understand what my son wants to do, and I congratulate him on that. But I give him 2 points of view. You see what I'm saying?
That's
So I
right.
guess, like I said, but anyway, having a father in your life and not having him in life, man, I don't think that really matters. I think it's really an eternal thing, because again, you guys didn't have your father, and I had mine every day or every night, but he wasn't as active in our life as I wanted him to be. So I still had to create a fatherhood within myself to project onto my kids. You know what I mean? To make them, or to grow, to teach them. In other words.
Well, let me add this. Do you think, though, if your father had been supportive, your view would be different?
I do. I do. And like I said, I look to do that with my kids since day one. I
Yeah.
look to be, I was in my oldest 2 kids and my kids to this day, every parent teacher conference.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Talking to the teachers. You know, if my son got in trouble in school, they called me.
Mm-hmm.
They called me. You know, he did something great in school. I even had one time my son took a test. He was, you know, 3rd or 4th grade, took a test, and he just scribbled a test and made like a -2. And I'm being funny, but he missed all the answers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the principal called me. My son's crying. He explained to me what happened. Next week, he took another test. He made 100, took his time. He was the last one to get it done, made 100 on the test. Principal calls me, and I congratulate him. I go to the school with balloons. She lets me leave, take him out of school early, you know, just to show my support. You know
That's
what
right.
I mean? And I'm not saying my dad wasn't that. My dad was an excellent provider, but he wasn't taught to be a supporter.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I still had to learn those things outside of that. You know what I mean? And to make my kids feel comfortable. And to this day, I have a wonderful relationship with all my kids, even though we don't live in the same household. I have a relationship with all my kids, and we can talk freely. And because I've built that foundation of what fatherhood should be like in their life.
Listen,
You know?
there's so many avenues and so many paths to take as a parent. You know, it can be very tricky on which, you know, you think you're doing the right thing and you're going to be lacking in something at some point in time. You can't cover all the bases, if you will. You know, you do the best that you can to do the best that you can. Hey, Nick posted this this acronym to see if we can figure it out. It's man, it's in the chat. It's IBY. Hold up. Let's see here. Yeah. IBY. It's up in the chat. IBYITWAICTYOTW.
Man.
I call yeah, we call that chicken scratch. I have no idea.
Oh.
Something.
Huh.
So that's a long one. That's a good one. So you have to tell us what. Please let us know what that is. What is the acronym?
He put something above it. He put something like, let me go back and I guess there's a I don't know. I think he's talking about a trend, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think what he's saying about the trend is that white people saying stuff versus black people saying. I think.
Oh, he put it up on there.
Think.
White
Okay.
parents, don't talk to me like that. Black parents.
I don't get.
I don't get it.
Chris, where's he at, Chris?
I don't know, man. I don't get it either.
He said read the whole chat. Okay. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Okay, he says, I have a funny question. I'm a post and RP. Anyway, okay, he says that he says new segment called White People Saying versus Black People Acronyms. I want to see if y'all can get it right.
Yeah, I'm lost on that one.
I have a
Don't
new
talk to me like that.
answer and see if you guys can guess. LOL, ready for it. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some stuff trending on social media where it was like white people answering the question versus black people. You know what I mean? Or like, or there's something going on and white people responding versus black people responding. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
No, he put it in there. It's I brought you into this world and I can take you out of this world. But you know, it gets a little bit more. Yeah, me too.
Yes, that's
good.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
You missed a couple letters in there, but I brought you in the world without taking you.
Yeah, my mom has said that plenty of times growing up.
Yes. Yeah. So that's not a cultural thing. So that's not a cultural thing.
My mom said it lots of times.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, well, why do you want to be
but
that
my mom
mean?
still said it.
I never understood that. The whole I'm spanking you and this is going to hurt me. So my mom used to be like, this is going to hurt me more. And I used to be like, well, you give me the belt, Mom. Give me the belt. You know? It didn't go too well, but, you know.
Yeah, I bet it didn't.
How old were you when you got your last spanking?
Oh, man.
I think like 12. I think 12.
12?
12.
I know you two got your butts beat.
Man.
16.
16. That's when that's my last one.
16,
yeah.
And I love my mom. I let her spank me.
My dad did it. It wasn't no letting. It wasn't no letting. Yeah.
My mom was
Yeah,
she'd have me hold my hands up in the air, and I had to drop my drawers halfway down, and I held my hands up in the air, and then I have to lay down on her bed.
Oh my gosh!
And then she got paddle.
That's serious.
Oh, yeah. So
man,
mine evolved from we used to run track meets around the house to I had to be still and put that hand out, and then pow. But it's been about 15 or so. I got my last spanking on the hand. She just got tired of chasing me because I would run. I mean, we like marathons all around this house, man. But that was good, Kings. That was good, Kings. You got the spotlight, King Mac. You got the spotlight.
Yes. Spotlight tonight, brothers, or today. Excuse me. We're no longer doing our nights. So our dedication is to a scholar behind the symbols. All right. Today's spotlight turns toward a man whose work challenged conventional history and invited seekers to look deeper beneath the surface of religion, ritual, and civilizations. His name is Albert Churchward. Albert Churchward. Huh?
I said I just put 2 of his books in my Amazon cart.
Yes, sir.
He has a lot of books.
Yes, he does. And hey, they're gonna be beneficial to you and I who are in the lodge, brother. You know?
Okay.
Albert Churchward, a British physician, geologist, Freemason, and prolific author whose work became foundational in the study of comparative symbolism and esoteric history. Though trained in science, Churchward devoted much of his life to tracing the origins of spiritual systems, religious symbols, and sacred traditions across civilizations. His central claim was bold, that many of the world's religions, myth, and symbolic systems shared a common source rooted in ancient African, particularly ancient Egypt. Churchward is best remembered for his works as the Arcadian of Freemasonry, signs and symbols of primordial man, and the origins and evolution of Freemasonry. In these writings, he argues that Freemasonry was not merely a European fraternity, but a preserved remnant of far older systems he believed originated in ancient Egypt and carried toward the sacred rites, symbols, and oral traditions. What made Churchward unique was not simply his conclusion, but his method. He sought to compare symbols across cultures, Egypt, Mayan, Hindu, Babylonian, and Greek, not as isolated traditions, but as fragments of shared sacred language. To Churchward, symbols were no decoration. They were memory. They were encoded truths, carried spiritual science across time. He believed rituals, myth, and symbolism were humanity's earliest descriptions long before doctrine was written in books. At the heart of Churchward's work was a deeper mission: to restore the idea of universal brotherhood. He believed that behind the division of race, creed, and nations stood on a single spiritual inheritance shared by all humanity. For him, the study of ancient symbols was not just about academics. It was a path toward recovering forgotten unity. And this is why Albert Churchward deserves the spotlight, not because every conclusion he reached must be accepted without question, not because every theory he proposed escaped criticism, but because he dared to ask deeper questions, because he searched for the root beneath the branches, because he challenged men to see beyond the dogma in origin. Albert Churchward reminds us that symbols speak, history reminds, and truth often survives in fragments. Today, we dedicate this spotlight to Albert Churchward, a man who looked into the world's religions, mysteries, and monuments and asked not who divided them, but what first made them one. Albert Churchward, our spotlight for today.
Great spotlight. Great author, and he does have a ton of books. His information and his knowledge is vast, to say the least. So, listen, we encourage your likes and your thoughts, your suggestions, your opinions, your conversation with us. This was a great podcast, gentlemen. Great podcast. We're about to close this thing out.
We ready to close?
Yeah, we're about to close this thing out. So,
all right, man.
So this Sunday won't be our normal podcast. We'll have one, but it'll just be a recap of what we've covered so far this year on the origins of Africa and whatnot. So it'll be a great podcast. Yeah, there you go. Be
sure recapping this book.
That's right. Be sure to join us at noon on Sunday. we'll be there. We encourage your likes, and if you can't watch these handsome faces on these videos, you can always turn on that sound. There you go, and hear these voices coming at you. Yes. You got it. Well, anybody else got anything they want to add?
Appreciate you, brothers. As always,
Absolutely.
love y'all. I thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, for closing, man, our 3 pillars of success. As always, start with number 1, faith, trust in your own power, believe deeply in your purpose, build unshakable confidence through action.
Yes,
It leads you to dedication, show up when no one's watching, stand firm in your commitment to grow, put in the reps mentally, physically, and daily. And lastly, discipline, forge your character through consistency. Set your code and follow it without compromise. Control your impulse, command your results.
That's beautiful. One more shout out. Appreciate you, Nick. You done. Appreciate you a lot, King.
Sir.
Yes, absolutely, Nick.